My name is Kelly Dale with Off the Beaten Path, and this is your Must Know Monday for Monday, May the 29th. So a few weeks ago, I got this flat aluminum wire in, and I thought, what the heck am I going to do with flat aluminum wire? Well, you know what? I figured out something to do with it, and I am in love with this project. So for the earrings that I'm going to show you today, I'm going to be using the flat aluminum wire, which we have on our website. I'm going to be using some 26 gauge artistic wire. You're going to need 6mm jump rings, and then I'm going to be using an assortment of 4mm round beads because the 4mm are about the width of the flat aluminum wire. Besides that, you are going to need a super technical tool. Are you ready for this? I don't know if some of you will have this, but a lot of you are going to have it. A fingernail polish bottle. This is my super technical tool that I'm going to be using today. Any fingernail polish bottle will work as long as it's round and not oval or whatever. So you're going to need this, and you're also going to need a pair of round nose pliers and cutters. So let me get my table set up and we'll get started. So the first thing you're going to want to do is to take your flat aluminum wire and measure it out at 6 inches. And this is where your cutters are going to come in. So you're going to come and trim that at the 6 inches. And then let me get this out of my way. And then I'm just going to go ahead and measure another piece out based on what I have here. And this is really weird and awkward because it's flat. Okay, so now you can see the flat wire. I'm going to take one side. I'm going to use my round nose pliers. Now, I'm using Wubber pliers today. Normally, I use my Lindstrom, but I want a bigger size loop on the end, so I'm going to be using my Wubbers. And I'm going to come down midways on my pliers. So I'm going to grab a hold of the very end of the wire, and as you can see, I'm about midways here, and I'm going to bend this wire back towards itself to make a loop like this. Now this is where your super technical tool is going to come into play. You are going to lay the wire down around the fingernail polish bottle and bring it all the way around just like this. Now I'm going to take and trim this wire right past the loop that I've made. So let me pull it off here so you can see it a little bit better. So I'm going to take and come out. I'm going to try and bend it some different ways so that you can see it. Now I'm going to cut off and leave it about like this. Then I'm going to take my round nose pliers, and again I'm going to grab about midways, and I'm going to bend that wire back like this. So right now you have a semicircle. I'm going to put it back onto my super technical tool, and I'm going to take and I'm going to bend the wire. Whoops, didn't mean to do that, sorry guys. Okay, I just made my own self sick looking at that. Okay, so I'm going to put the wire back against the bottle. Now if you get a nice circle and you're happy with this, you know how it is, then you can keep it there. If you want these loops to be a little bit bigger, you can roll them out a little bit more. It's completely up to you, but you're going to want to do a second one to match. So I'm going to roll and make that circle, put it back on my super technical tool here, and of course I hope you know that I'm joking about this being a super technical tool. I know somebody's going to put a comment and be like, that's not a tool, that's a fingernail polish bottle. I get that. Okay, so again I'm going to cut and then make my loop. And again, to form it back in its shape, I'm going to put it back on my bottle and put them side by side here on top of each other to check, and that's pretty darn close right there. Don't think I could get that any closer. So now you have your actual forms, and you'll want to be careful because this wire is pretty pliable, okay? So you'll want to be careful and not mess with your form too much. I have found, I was a little worried about it, but I found that once you wire wrap your beads on here, it's not as pliable, so that works out really, really well. So this is where I'm going to be using my 26 gauge wire here, and I'm going to cut off about 1 yard. It's going to take just a little bit less than that, but 1 yard is always easy to work with. Now, I've already finished one earring here. And it's worn, when you actually wear it in your ear, it's worn like a hoop earring. So it's going to lay like this, sometimes like this, but this is basically what I'm going to be doing today. So I've already got my form made from that one, so I'm going to use it. And let me grab me a few beads here. Now you can use whatever you want. I'm actually using imitation jade here, just a colored jade gemstone, and I'm going to take the very end of my wire and I'm going to wrap it a couple of times here along the very end of my piece. And you can take it and pull it nice and tight and trim your little end there. It doesn't take much. Now I'm going to slide that up here. And now at this point, it's really, really simple. I'm going to start out with a blue just because that's what I did on my original one. But I'm going to pick up a 4mm and I'm going to zoom in here just a little bit so you can see. I've picked up my 4mm. I'm going to hold it in place and then I'm going to wrap the wire through the center of my hoop, and I'm going to do this twice. So that was once and now twice. So you'll actually only see one wire there, but you've looped it through 2 times. Okay, then I'll go to my next color, which was this salmon peachy pink color. Again, let it drop and then wrap the wire twice through the loop. And I have a million tools laying here, so this wire is getting caught. So just try and make sure that you don't have anything around as you work. And as you work, you can pull the beads up so that they're nice and tight against each other. And then I'll do one more here to show you. And I'm just going to keep picking up my beads, laying it down, holding it in place, and then wrapping the wire twice around my ring here. And I'm going to keep doing this until I am all the way around this circle. So I have my piece completed, and when I got here to the other side, I just wrapped the wire just like I did in the beginning, so that now you can see what the piece looks like. So at this point, I'm going to be taking my pliers and I'm going to open a jump ring, and this is a 6mm jump ring. And I'm going to attach a jump ring to each of the loops that I've made here on the ends of the wire. And then once you get that done, I'm going to open another jump ring and grab a hold of the 2 jump rings that I just added. Now, the only problem is if I threaded this ear hook onto my jump ring, my earring is going to lay like this. And if that's what you want it to do, that's fine, but I don't necessarily want that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a hold of my loop here on the ear hook, and I'm going to hold it and I'm going to twist the ear hook. And if you get it wonky a little bit, you can straighten it out. And let me fix that. Okay, so I'm going to open the loop and I'm going to attach it to the top jump ring and then close the loop so that now when I actually wear the earring, it will be in the right direction. So here is my completed pair. So I hope you enjoyed learning how to use the flat aluminum wire to make a fun new pair of earrings. Now, if you don't like the earrings as big as I made them today, just find something smaller in diameter to wrap your wire around. So we do have the aluminum wire, flat aluminum wire, along with a 26 gauge wire and some kits available on our website, which is offthebeadedpathbeadstore.com. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.